Hello and good morning, guys. This is your host and host Shahzad Arsi, and you have started watching Shahzad Arsi YouTube channel. Guys, we are covering Google 200 ranking factors, and in today's video, I am going to cover about on-site web spam factor. Okay, and today is part 8. Means today's video is part 8 of the Google 200 ranking signals. So if you haven't watched my earlier videos of Google 200 ranking factors, then you can go and watch my in my YouTube channel. You will see that I have covered part 1 to 7. You can go and watch my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel you will part 1 from 1 to 7 here. Google 200 ranking factors I've covered till the part 7. Okay, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Why? Because see, I'm putting lots of effort and making daily one video, two video for you guys, and I promise I will be making more such videos. But for that I need your support. Please like my YouTube channel, like my videos, whichever videos you think that's helpful, then like it and spread it in your community, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, guys, let's move ahead, and let me tell you one good news, that after completing this Google 200 ranking factors, which is barely one videos left after this, then I will be covering about in-depth SEO. Means I will be covering 50 lessons, at least daily one lessons. I will be covering 50 lessons in SEO that I promise you won't find in anywhere in YouTube. So stay tuned for the upcoming SEO videos. Okay, I will teach you A to Z of SEO. So that's it. Let's don't waste any more time. Let's get started with the videos about today's topic, that is on-site SEO, I guess. Yeah, today's topic is on-site web spam factor. Let's go straight to the first point. Panda penalty. Panda penalty is site with slow quality content, particularly content from are less visible in search after getting hit by panda. Means if your site is of low quality, means your site is doesn't have good quality. How you will determine that whether your site is of good quality, your site quality content is good or not, guys? Many bloggers, what they do, they write content, very thin content, like 500, 600, 300 word, and they think that they think that this way they will rank, game the system and they will rank. No, if you want to write content, then you should write in-depth article, in-depth content. Means your content should satisfy the searcher intent. So that's why site with low quality means 500, 300, 600 word, below 1000 word. If you think in within that industry, within that topic, if you are writing 500 or maybe 600 or within 100 word articles in your topic, and you think that this way you will rank, then you will get panda penalty hit. So, and it's not like that you should just uh, write 1000 word or 2000 word long content. Means for certain queries user can be satisfied within 500 or 600 word, but you have to figure out whether your content should be set, your content should be of 500 word or 5000 word. You should be very means you should keep an eye on that, because in if you are writing about what you call about bio about someone, like you are writing bio about actors or cricketers, then you can definitely write it within 800 words. But if you are writing, suppose digital marketing, what do you call digital marketing, say modules, or digital marketing uh, training, or digital marketing, say SEO, search engine optimization, then you have to write at least more than 1000 word. So I hope you are clear with the site with low quality content factor. Okay, let's move to the next point. Next point is link to the bad neighbors. What bad neighbors means? Linking to our bad neighbors, likely like spammy pharmacy or payday loan sites, may hurt your links. Means if you are linking to the bad neighbors that's not relevant to your sites, then it will hurt you in the long run, and you should avoid this type of links. uh, you should always link to the your relevant site. Okay, you should not link or don't build link on the sites that's not relevant to you. So links to bad neighbors, you should avoid that. Redirect. Suppose in your website, someone comes on this website, this is my website, and I redirect the user to any of my pages or any of the other website, then that is called 301 redirect, and or 302 redirect. 301 is permanent redirect, 302 is temporary redirect. You should avoid this type of redirects in your what you call in your website, and you should avoid this type of redirect if you want to rank high in Google search. Pop-up or distracting ads, many of the time what you see that most of the websites they have pop-ups. Means in my website you can't find any pop-ups. Let me show you real quick about India Times. See, I will be clicking on India Times or Aaj Tak. Let me take Aaj Tak. Okay, Aaj Tak. Okay, let me see whether they have pop-up news in their website or not. What I will be clear, see, this is, you will see pop-up what you call ad. See, pop-up ad is their website is user friendly, they don't have pop-up ad. Pop-up ad is means it will cover the screen. Okay, it will cover the screen, which is not good for the user. So you should avoid this type of ad, that is called pop-up or distracting ads. Okay, you should avoid this type of in your website. Okay, let me move to the next point. Interstitial pop-ups. Google may penalize sites that display full page interstitial pop-ups to mobile users. Means suppose in this case I'm taking this website Aaj Tak, and what they do, if they suppose I minimize this. Okay, and for the mobile, if they show me this when I come on this website, they show me full page ad. Okay, they show me full page ad in the mobile device. That is called, that is what they have listed, intentional pop-ups for the mobile users. Then you should avoid that, otherwise you will be penalized or Google will penalize your site. Okay, I hope that point is clear. See, they have shown with the example also, example of interstitial, sorry guys to spell it, that make content less accessible. Means see, this type of ad, see, they have explained it with the example. This type of ad you must avoid. Okay, it should not like this, that in your mobile device it's not user friendly, and when someone can't land on your website, you are showing this type of ad, and it's not user friendly, and people will not like, your user will not like it, neither Google will like it. So you have to satisfy your user in order to satisfy Google. So I hope that is clear, that point is clear. Site over optimization. Site over optimization, what this means, yes, Google does penalize people for over optimizing their sites. This includes keyword stuffing, header tag stuffing, excessive keyword decoration. Means suppose if you want to rank for, suppose I want to rank for this starting a digital marketing startup. Suppose I want to rank for this starting a digital marketing startup, then I should not over optimize this content by writing so many times starting digital marketing startups. Means your keyword density, you should keep your eye in your keyword density, that should be less than 3%. Okay, that should less than 3%. And next, you should not over optimize your sites by keyword stuffing in the header tag. Like in the header tag, you should not means in this h1 tag you should not do keyword stuffing, neither in your content. So that is what they are saying, sites should not be over optimized. You should not you should avoid this type of practice. Okay, so gibberish content is that content that Google doesn't like. Means that content that doesn't satisfy user intent, that is called gibberish content. And means gibberish content is useless content that neither the users like not the Google likes. So you should avoid gibberish content. Okay. Doorway pages means Google wants the pages you show to Google to be page that user ultimately see. If your pages redirect people to another page, that's called doorway pages. Needless to say, Google does not like this like sites that use doorway pages. Suppose someone has come in the search engine and typed in digital marketing startup, okay, and they have landed on my this blog or this article where I've written starting a digital marketing startup. What if I someone have typed in digital marketing startup in the Google, and instead of landing them here, I should have been redirected. I have redirected them to my blog articles or personal branding or review, anything that's not relevant to the user. Then that is called doorway pages. Means I have opened a door for the user that they have typed in starting a digital marketing startup, and I have redirected them to my review pages, blog pages or personal branding pages that is not relevant for the user. And so Google is very strict on that, and you should avoid doorway pages. I hope that is this point is also clear. Okay. So ads above the fold. Ads above the fold means, suppose this is my website, and see ads above the fold. Let me show you with this example. This is called ads above the fold. This part, Mission Rozgar, you can see beneath breaking news. Yeah, breaking news also is an ad. Okay, breaking news is also ad. This is called ad, guys. So you should avoid this type of ad. Ad above the fold means once your user opens your website, they should see this much part. This is your content. And many what you call bloggers or webmasters practice that they put ad here or within, means what is visible to your user without scrolling down is called the above the fold. It's called above the fold. This area is called above the fold. And if you are putting any ad over here, that is not good practice. Okay, many bloggers do this type of mistake. See, Aspec is also doing this type of ad placement, putting ad here, putting ad here. This is not good practice in the eyes of Google, and Google is very heavy on this ads above the fold. You should avoid ads above the fold. You can paste ad beneath the, means you can paste it here, you can paste it in the footer, in the sidebar. That is good, but you should not put any ad above the fold in this area. Okay, I hope this point is also clear. Let's move to the 184 point. Okay, hiding affiliate links. Hiding affiliate links means someone has come on my website and they have again visited suppose this this review page, GroupFunnels review, and what I have done, see what I have done, I have hide the affiliate links. Okay, and what I have done, I have hide the affiliate links. Okay, let me show you how. Suppose this is no, this is not my affiliate link, this is my affiliate link. Okay, and what I have done, I can easily hide it in my WordPress. Okay, I can easily, this is my affiliate link. Okay, I can easily hide affiliate link. This I will, this is my what you call white, and I can easily turn this what you call, turn this written part, means GroupFunnels, this typography to white. Then what user will do, user will not recognize that here is the link, and once the user click on it and he lands, or the user lands in my affiliate what you call, in my where I want them to land, my affiliate page, means my, in this case it's GroupFunnels. You should avoid hiding this type of links, means this is visible, this is not bad practice. But if I have changed this blue color to white so that user can't see, and I'm making the user blind so that he doesn't see, the user doesn't see, and this way he lands in my what you call, where I want them to land, or which product I am promoting. So you should avoid this type of hiding affiliate links. Fred, okay, Google after starting to, according to search engine, Fred target low value content. Okay, low value content you should avoid. This is interrelated. Okay, to Google Panda that we have covered in this. So you should avoid this type of threat, means low value content. Affiliate sites. Affiliate sites, Google hates affiliate sites, means, see, it's no secret that Google isn't the big fan of affiliate sites. If you are having affiliate sites, and you should provide value content, means how to content, Means you should provide content. You should not be choosy in only promoting transactional or buyer intent keyword. You should be providing how to keywords. Means you should provide informational article in your affiliate sites. Okay, it means 60% should be informational articles and remaining 40% should be your transactional or buyer intent keyword. So uh, in your affiliate sites, do 60-40% ratio. Keep 60% articles on providing value like informational articles, and remaining 40% you should choose like buyer intent keyword like comparison, review. Okay, in your affiliate sites. I hope this is also clear. Auto generated content means many auto generator what you call softwares are there in the market. You should avoid auto generated content because Google will sense it, and Google AI is very smarter these days, and you should avoid auto generated content. Okay, access page ranking sculpting. Going too far with page rank sculpting by no following all outbound links may be a sign of gaming the system. Okay, means going too far with page rank sculpting by no following all outbound links. You should not have many means if this is my, suppose this is my what you call outbound link. Okay, this is my outbound link and this is my outbound link, then all the links should not be no follow. There must be some link that should be followed. Means I should point some links that should be follow. I should keep some link that should have do follow link. Okay, do follow. If I am pointing I'm putting some link here and this and directing them to the another website, then all the links should not be no follow, some links should be do follows as well. So that is what they are saying. Your page should have do follow link as well. Okay, and next is IP address flagged as spam. Means if your IP is flagged, guys, if your IP is flagged as spam, then it is also very bad practice, and you are this way whatever you are writing, it will impact your overall site and it will not rank if your IP is flagged. So you should check whether your IP is flagged or not. So next is last in the list is 190 meta tag spamming. Many times what users do, they do meta tag spamming. What meta tag is? Meta tag keyword stuffing can be also happen in meta tags. If Google thinks you are adding keywords to your title and description tag in an effort to game also, they may also hit your site with penalty. Suppose I am in this website Sazadarsi. Okay, let me type in, instead of Saza, let me type in digital marketing. Let's see what pops out. Let me show you real example. Digital marketing. See, as I typed in digital marketing, let me show you what meta tag and meta what meta title and meta tag keyword is. See, once I typed in, this is feature snippet, guys. This is pulled from the your website only. So see, Neil Patel digital marketing made simple, step-by-step guide. This is called title tag and this is called meta description. So you should not game the system and write do keyword stuffing like digital marketing, online marketing, or this type of word in your what you call in your meta keyword or in your description. This is your description. You should not write that, means digital marketing, online marketing, or similar. You should avoid keyword stuffing, as simple as that. You should write naturally, and neither you should write it in your what you call title tag. So that is what they are saying, meta tag spamming. You should avoid that. So I hope this point is clear. So that's it for this video, guys. In today's video I've covered today's video is about part 8, and in today's video I've covered on-site web spam factor. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, found this helpful, please consider liking this video, spread it in your community, whomsoever you think this video might help, and please again I'm asking you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm putting lots of effort, guys. I'm putting lots of effort making 1 or 2 videos daily. So please subscribe my YouTube channel, support me, so that I can so that I can feel motivated and make such beautiful content for you. And next up coming for you is SEO. I will be covering at least 50 lessons, at least 50 video lessons in SEO, and I am not limited only to 50 lessons, but I will be adding upon that. Means my target is to provide you at least 100 lessons in SEO. So 50 lessons is booked, means I have mm, in my list 50 lessons is booked. Remaining 50 lessons I will be providing on off page technical SEO. Everything I will cover A to Z of SEO. So if you want to learn A to Z of SEO, then stay tuned with this channel. And please uh, sorry guys, I'm again repeating, please. So that's it for this video, guys. So I hope you found this video, and if you found this video helpful, see you in another exciting video, guys. Bye, take care.